Hi guys, and welcome to the Warhammer Lady. So it's time for the second and last part of the HQs for the Taos Codex. Darkstrider is a new guy, and he's a sub-commander for the Pathfinder, so I'm just going to compare him to ordinary Pathfinders. If I do, he has +2 in weapon skill, ballistic skill, wounds, attacks and leadership, and +1 in initiative. For his point cost, he's roughly about 9 Pathfinders. He's infantry character, also an independent character, with recon armor giving him a 5+ save. He has a pulse carbine, it's 18 inches, strength 5, AP 5, assault 2 and pinning. Photon grenades, those are defensive grenades, black sound filter, giving him the night vision special rule and immune to blind, and also marker lights. Marker lights I'm going to run through tomorrow when I go through troops. He has some special rules. He has outflank and scouts and supporting fire. And also fight on foot, which means that he can only join units of fire warriors or pathfinders. He also has fighting retreat, which allows for him and his unit to consolidate a d6 inches after being charged, so before the charge distance is rolled and after overwatch has been fired. He also has a signature system called Structural Analyzer, and this allows for him and his unit to make shooting attacks that gives a -1 penalty to toughness. Not against vehicles though, so non-vehicle units. And this can't apply when firing snapshots, and it can also be used to determine for instant death. For me as an opponent that does not play Tau, going up against a Darkstrider and say a unit of Pathfinders, then I wouldn't want to take unnecessary risks, because there's always a risk that if I charge, he will move backwards 6 inches. So the charge will fail and he will first get to shoot overwatch and then shoot again in the next round because I won't be in close combat. And that would just like decimate my close combat units. So he sounds like a very nice guy to have with your shooty units if you want to make sure that it's harder to charge them. Ethereal is the same point cost and stat line as before. He has no war gear, he's infantry character, and he has the independent character special rule, the stubborn special rule, invocation of elements. If you remember the video I did yesterday, this is basically 1 out of 4 elemental powers that in one way or another allows a buff for close by friendly units. Also he has the special rule failure is not an option, which allows friendly units within 12 inches to use his leadership for pinning fear, morale and regroup tests. Also, this means that an ethereal is worth an extra victory point when slain. He has the ability to take, well rather upgrade, to an honor blade, which is a strength +2 no AP two-handed melee weapon, or 2 equalizers, which are 2 blades with strength of user AP 4 and melee. It's not the best close combat weapons out there, but it beats having no close combat weapon at all. He can also take a black sun filter and a homing beacon, allowing for deep striking units to not scatter if he's been on the board and if they scatter within deep strike within 6 inches of him. He can also take up to 2 drones from the drones list. The drones list have 4 drones, but this has now been FAQ'd. There is the gun drone, the marker drone, the shield drone and the missile drone, but missile drones are only allowed for broadside suits. But the other 3 he can take. So basically, an ethereal is a cheap HQ that has some buffing skills, that can't shoot and really shouldn't be in close combat. Also, if you play for victory points, make sure that he does not die in vain, because it will give your opponent an extra victory point. But again, he's really cheap. The Cadre Fireblade is also a new guy. He's basically a kick-ass fire warrior, so compared to an ordinary fire warrior, he has +2 in weapon skill, ballistic skill, wounds, attacks and leadership, and +1 in initiative. He's also the rough point cost of about 6 fire warriors. He's infantry character, also an independent character. He has combat armor giving him a 4+ save, and a pulse rifle, which is a 30-inch range, strength 5, AP 5, rapid fire. Photon grenades, defensive grenades, and marker lights. He has special rules called split fire, supporting fire, and volley fire. Volley fire allows for him and his unit to, if they have been stationary in the preceding movement phase, to shoot 2 shots in the shooting phase. This is a very neat special rule because it allows for you to be out of range of rapid fire but still make 2 shots. It's pretty neat. Also, he has one option, and that is to take up to 2 drones from the drones list. Just remember, no missile drones. And that's it. He's a very cheap HQ with the ability to give you extra fire support if needed. I think it could be a good choice. So the commander. Compared to Commander Shazoo, that was in the old codex, he has gone up by 10 points but has the same stat line. A commander has a crisis battle suit, giving him a 3+ armor save, and also it's an independent character with supporting fire and very bulky special rules. It's also a jetpack infantry character. It can take up to 4 items from the ranged weapons and/or support system list, and may take items from signature system list, so no fixed amount. Just remember that for signature systems, there are 8 different kinds, and you can only take 1 of each in your entire army, so there will never be more than 8 in your entire army list. It can also take up to 2 drones from the drones list. I'll just give you a quick show of what the wordwheel list looks like. It's like this. So the commander in itself has a lot of options, which is great, because you can tailor him for your exact needs. If you know what unit you want to put him in, just tailor him for that unit so that they have perhaps the same range from their weapons, or some weapons that you think is missing from that unit that might be included with the commander. And you could give him, if you want to go on his own, you could give him the exact weapons that you think is needed for that will accompany the rest of your army very neatly. You could give him shield drones. With their 4+ invulnerable saves, you could just put those in front of him so that they die first, and so forth. This sounds like a very versatile HQ that you could just tailor in any way you see fit. Just go wild, you know? He sounds like a good character anyway. Last but not least, we have the XV8 Crisis Bodyguard team. It's gone down by 3 points. Lost 1 in weapon skill and initiative, but gained 1 in attack and 1 in leadership. And for each commander in your army, including Commander Farsight and Commander Shadowsun, you can choose to have a bodyguard team that does not take up a force organization slot. Each team consists of 1 crisis bodyguard, but you can choose to have 2. They have a crisis battle suit, so 3+ armor save, and special rules supporting fire swarm protector, which means that in a unit with models with this special rule and an independent character, the independent character automatically passes her or his lookout sorrows. Also, they have the special rule very bulky. Any crisis bodyguard can choose to take up to 3 items from the support system and/or ranged weapon list. Also, any crisis bodyguard can take items from signature system list, and up to 2 drones from the drones list. The entire unit can also be given the bonding knife ritual special rule. So again, with the tailoring, these bodyguards can be tailored to suit the needs of the commander that they're supposed to follow. It's a neat little addition, I think, with bodyguards. Anyway, this concludes the last part of the review for HQs for the Tausend Codex. Tomorrow I'll be going through troops and marker lights, and also dedicated transport. So I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.